So we have allied units. So these are just going by name. We had two classes in this. One of them was allied units and one was cities. So let's go ahead and take a look-see at cities. And I believe this opens with Adam. So that, again, will take a second or two. Not a big deal. And this next one will open a lot faster because we'll just leave Adam up. All right, now, come on, Adam, you can do it. Oh goodness, that's right. It doesn't print pretty. So let me go play with this for a second and I'll be right back. And what I'm going to do is bring it up in another tool that I have. Let's see, we'll just navigate there. Come on, screen, kick back. Wake up. Okay, I've got there it is, JSON Beautifier. Kind of a cute little program I got on the web somewhere pretty much for free. I thought it was pretty nice. Oops, I launched it twice. So let's go ahead and take this class and drop it up here. And then let's make it human readable, okay? So now we can, it doesn't zoom. Of course not. Why would it do that? All right, so here's our class. It's not terribly big and my eyes are old. So you kind of, I guess you got to get a little closer. So you have cache town, you have the row and cell, column where it's at, and then you got the resources printed. Numbers are printed in 4-digit precision. You can enter integers, you can a number is a number is a number. You can use those or you can exclude those. So this is just a standard JSON file and everything is pretty straightforward. We can go look at the units, the allied units, and make that human readable. Similar kind of thing. You have the name, you have his location, you have unit type, strength. Now, I want to point out that the combo boxes that you actually use when you build your table classes, it brings across a string. It doesn't bring across a value of any kind. So in your code that brings this in, you'll have to convert those strings over to integers or what have you. And then there's the beast of all beasts, and that is the wargame game JSON file. And this is truly a humongous sort of file. It is, oh my goodness gracious. So you have the war game at the top, and then you have a list of maps, and then you have each layer of the map. Now this software doesn't give me the ability to collapse, which I'm kind of sad about. Maybe we can paste this, hold on. Let's see if we can paste this into a JSON. And because JSON does give you that capability. Come on, JSON, be good, okay? Let's see. Yeah, that's a huge file. If you notice, those line numbers are in the hundreds of thousands. So yeah, come on, all the way to the top. So what you're going to get, and here is a humongous JSON file. And I think eventually it'll let me, yeah, there it goes. See that? It's kicking in lovely. So you have your map layer. So we had more than one map. You would get your map. Then we drop into the layers list. And so we have a layer of graphics is the name of the layer. And it is layer hex. And now you have row and column 0, his hex detail. Now, this is something I didn't show you in the actual other videos. I may end up tagging it at the end of this one if I can keep this under 15 minutes. So this segment right here at the bottom of all of these, each graphic has the capability for you to mark what edge it affects. Okay, so take for instance a road that goes north and south. He's going to affect north to south. So if the road is vertical and goes the whole distance, then this would be in here that says this graphic affects north and south, and both of those would be true. Now I don't know that we'll find any readily. This is going across row 0, and this is a 20 by 25 grid. So, oh, there was one. I saw one pop up. Let's see. North, here it is exactly. We have a road that is going north to south. So let's think about a war game, for instance, where if you're a cavalry unit or even an infantry or just about any truck kind of vehicle, if you're on a road, you should be able to travel twice what you can off-road. Off-road is harder on the vehicles, it's slower, there's brush to contend with, trees and that sort of thing. Whereas a road's nice, smooth, and open and go. So you can fly on the road. So what you're after here is, does this hex, and you'll hit this with a row and column, where they are, and then they're headed north. Does this road connect north? So if this road connects north to south, you get the next square and it goes south to west, then you know where the road's going in your code, so you know if they stayed on the road or if they veered off the road. Another idea is rivers. You can only cross rivers at bridges. Artillery would be a notable issue for that because they're freaking heavy and they sink really fast, and no one person's going to carry a gun barrel or across a river swimming. So those are the kinds of things that you have. And there's a screen on the graphics. I didn't actually drill that deep, but if you're on the sprite sheet screen and double click a cell, it'll pop up a screen and say this affects, and all you got check boxes that you tag that identify what areas does this affect. And all three of the grid styles mark this. So this is part of the export that you get. And in here, it also is giving you the distinct index. So this goes back to the distinct sprite sheet here. If we come over to here, there it is, grass. That would be index 0 right there, index 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way across the row and down. So this is telling you that if you read this and you read a hex detail and you have the 4 tiles that make that up, you can actually build all 4 of those back together, pulling straight off of the distinct spreadsheet. However, a gotcha would be that the labels that we have can span those, and labels are not tagged to this. So maybe I need to create another image of just the we'll see if somebody comes up with I can do another spreadsheet here, another graphic here of the map, and it's just labels. Everything else is blank. That way you can drop that on top. But I'll let that be for whoever comes up with the idea first and hits me up with the idea on doing that. But that is the output that you get from this software. So it's very easy to look at these JSON files and suck them up into an object in Pure Basic. Literally, it's like 4 commands, and it'll poof itself back up into objects that you can then go play with. So that pretty much concludes the dissertation on the export of the game map making program. So I'm open to suggestions, ideas, comments to make it better. If you have a project, I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to see it and mess with it. So we'll do more later. Good night. And let's make sure we actually had video on all of that. So it would be really cool if and I did, yay. I don't know how big